beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Everywhere you go, take a look at the 5 and 10, listening once again. Candy canes and silver lanes aglow. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Toys in every store, but the prettiest sight to see is the holly that will be on your own front door. A pair of hop-along boots and a pistol that shoots is the wish of Cody and Ken. Dolls that will talk and will go for a walk is the hope of Cassie and Jen. And Mom and Dad can hardly wait for school to start again. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Everywhere you go, there's a tree in the Grand Hotel and one in the park as well. The sturdy kind that doesn't mind the snow. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Soon the bells will start, and the thing that will make them ring is the carol that you sing right within your heart.
I want baby sister. I want a fire and jet. I want
Cody and Mom and Dad can hardly wait for school to start again. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Soon the bells will start, and the thing that will make them ring is the carol that you sing right within your heart. Right within your heart.
While walking down the road Christmas morning, I saw a reindeer with his nose all red. Rudolph!
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose, and if you ever saw it, you would even say it glows. All of the other reindeers I used to laugh and call him names, and they never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer game. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, Rudolph, with your nose so bright,
Won't you come to God's sled?
alrighty. Oh, well, now then how the reindeers loved him as they shouted out with glee, Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, you go down in history. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, Rudolph, with your nose so bright.
Won't you come to God's sled?
Oh, well, now then how the reindeers loved him as he shouted out with glee, Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer.
Good evening and welcome to St Paul's Beer and Carols. You're really welcome. My name's Andre Radmal, I'm Associate Vicar here. If you're in the concourse and you can hear my voice, please come on down and join us. We're going to have an evening of mostly singing, some drinking of beer, and other soft alternatives are available. Let me just say a couple of notices before we start. The first is that we're asking everyone to wear masks in the building. The other thing is to say that if you need the loo, then it's over to my left, you can just go straight back through into the concourse, turn left, go through the doors, and you'll see where the loos are. We're going to be singing and joining in the carols together for about an hour or so, just to give you a sort of rough time frame, and we'll be wrapping up by 9. When it comes to, this is really important actually, this bit, well, it's important to me anyway. When we come to the serving of the beer and the receiving of the beer, the way we're going to do that is that you go back to where the doors are, where you came in, and go through the entrance into the beer cave, which is on my left, and then come back out the door that's coming back into this area here in the main church. So it's kind of like a one-way system. The other thing to say about this is that please keep your glass with you, because you can just use that for the whole evening, and you can go and get a refill at any point during the evening as well. Don't feel you have to wait for the interval before you do that. Great. The other thing, of course, is that we need to say that we're serving beer to only over 18s, so parents are responsible for children. If you want to make a donation, there is an opportunity to do that, donation sort of station at the back of the church. So I think that's pretty much it. I'm going to hand over to John now, who with the band is going to lead us in our first carol.
There we go. Hey up. It's nice to be back in a building, isn't it? No? There you go. Andre, didn't I, that it is an evening of mostly drinking and some singing? Excellent. Right, well, there will be some words on the screen at some point. Would you like to stand up for this first one? Looked like you were getting a bit too comfortable. Joy to the world. Ready, guys?
Joy to the world, the Lord is good. Let earth receive a King. Let every heart prepare Him new. And nature sing, and nature sing. Hills and plains, the sounding joy, with the sounding joy, repeat, the sounding joy. No more that sins and sorrows grow. No thorns infest the ground. He comes to make His blessings flow. Far as the curse is found, far as the curse is found, far the world the glories of His righteousness and wonders of His love and wonders of His love and wonders of His love.
Not bad. Not bad. It's the first one though, isn't it? We've just got about another 20 to go. So settle in. Right. Has anyone not put their Christmas decorations up yet? Excellent. High quality individuals. Does anyone feel blinded by the sheer number of Christmas lights that have been put up by their neighbours? Yeah. We had an inflatable Santa go up next to our house yesterday. And an inflatable blue snowman. Wearing something like this shirt, actually. But anyway. But it is nearly Christmas, so good.
This is O Come All Ye Faithful. Oh, come, all ye faithful, joyful and triumphant. Oh, come ye to Bethlehem. Come and behold Him, born the King of ages. Oh, come, let us adore Him. Oh, come, let us adore Him. Oh, come, let us adore Him, Christ the Lord. God of God, light of light, though He abhors not the virgin's womb. Very God be gods of creation. Oh, come, let us adore Him. Oh, come, let us adore Him. Oh, come, let us adore Him, Christ the Lord. Sing cries of angels, sing in exaltation, sing all ye citizens of heaven above. Glory to God, glory in the highest. Oh, come, let us adore Him. Oh, come, let us adore Him. Oh, come, let us adore Him, Christ the Lord.
You're getting there. You're getting there. It's getting better. If anyone might like to sit down, you can. You can stay standing if you want, but you can. No, everyone sat down. Incidentally, actually, all the music for tonight was put together and chosen by Zach and Finn. Thank you. I'm just here to provide some kind of wisdom, which, looking at my shirt, is questionable. Good, huh? Right. Where are we, Maestro?
The first Noel.
First Noel. Here we go.
the first Noel, the angel did say, was the certain poor shepherds in fields as they lay, in fields where they lay keeping their sheep on a cold winter's night that was so deep. Noel, 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 born is the King of Israel. They looked up and saw a star shining in the east, beyond them far, and to the earth it gave great light, and so it continued both day and night. Noel, 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 born is the King of Israel, and by the light of that same star, 3 wise men came from country far to seek for a king. Their intent to follow the star wherever it went. Noel, 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 born is the King of Israel. Noel, 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 born is the King of Israel. So bring it down a little bit for this one. This is Silent Night, but you all definitely know the words to this one. So definitely be singing along. I'll be giving you really dirty looks if you're not singing along. So yeah,
Okay.
don't be scared. But silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright round yon virgin mother and child. Holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly silent night, holy night, shepherds quake at the sight, glory stream from heaven afar, heavenly hosts sing hallelujah. Christ the Savior is born, Savior is born. Silent night, holy night, Son of God, love's pure light, radiant beams from thy holy face, with the dawn of redeeming day. Jesus, Lord, at thy birth, Jesus, Lord, at thy birth. Silent night, holy night, wondrous star, and thy night, with the angels let us sing. Hallelujah to our King. Christ the Savior is born. Christ the Savior is born.
Right, one more, and then maybe you could refill your glass, your can, your bag of crisps, whatever it is that needs filling or emptying. Your chance is coming up. Do you want to stand back up for one more? And then we'll have a bit of a break, okay? Come on, on your feet. I need a break because this shirt is going to melt itself to my skin shortly, so...
Oh, come, Emmanuel, and ransom captive Israel that mourns in lonely exile until the Son of God appears. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel. Oh, come thou days, spring, come and cheer our spirits by thine advent here. Disperse the gloomy clouds of night, and death's dark shadows put to flight. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel. Oh, come thou wisdom from on high, and order all things far and nigh. To us the path of knowledge show, and cause us in her ways to go. Rejoice, to thee, O Israel. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel.
Oh, come, desire of nations, come. All peoples in my heart abound. The enemy strife and wars. The whole world prepares. Rejoice.
Rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel.
Excellent. Good singing, everyone. We'll have a break in singing just for a short while. Andre, back to you.
Okay, thanks guys. So we're going to take a short break now, so feel free to chat, refill your glass, and we'll be back in just a moment.
So this is Christmas, and what have you done? Another year over, and a new one just begun. So this is Christmas. I hope you have fun. The near and the dear one, the old and the young. A very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Let's hope it's a good one without any fear. So this is Christmas for weak and for strong, the rich and the poor ones. The world is so wrong. And so happy Christmas for black and for white, for yellow and red ones. Let's stop all the fight. A very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Let's hope it's a good one without any fear. So this is Christmas, and what have we done? Another year over, and a new one just begun. So this is Christmas. I hope you have fun. The near and the dear one, the old and the young. A very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Let's hope it's a good one without any fear. Last Christmas I gave you my heart, but the very next day you gave it away. This year, to save me from tears, I'll give it to someone special. Last Christmas I gave you my heart, but the very next day you gave it away. This year, to save me from tears, I'll give it
Okay. Are you enjoying the evening so far? Oh no, that's not good enough. Are you enjoying the evening so far? Yes, yes, yes. I've been having some really lovely comments about my jumper. I thought it might be a bit too much for this kind of event, but apparently it's going down really well. So I hope people at home are enjoying that as well. Okay, so just a couple of things I'm going to say before we join together in some more carols. There are leaflets at the back and also distributed, I think, around some tables, giving information about services and what we're doing here at St Paul's over Christmas this year. So you're welcome to take one of these away with you. Also at the back there is a little leaflet. Well, it's more than a leaflet, it's a book really, a little book that you're also welcome to take away called Why Christmas, and it's really kind of unpacking a little bit about the Christian message behind Christmas. Obviously Christmas has become a much bigger kind of thing in some respects in terms of commercial events, but this goes back to the core story. Okay, so we're going to join together now in some more carols. Take it away.
So this one is this is Mary Did You Know? If you don't know it, that's cool. And if you do, then help me out, sing along. But, oh yeah. Did you know that your baby boy would one day walk on water? Mary, did you know that your baby boy will save our sons and daughters? Did you know that your baby boy has come to make you this child that you've delivered will soon deliver you. Mary, did you know? Mary, did you know that your baby boy would give sight to the blind man? Mary, did you know that your baby boy would storm the storm with his hand? Did you know that your baby boy has walked where angels trod? When you kiss your little baby, you kiss the face of God. Mary, did you know? The blind will see, the deaf will hear, the dead will live again. The lame will leap, the dumb will speak the praises of the Lamb. Mary, did you know that your baby boy is Lord of all creation? Mary, did you know that your baby boy will one day rule the nations? Did you know that your baby boy is heaven's perfect man? And the sleeping child you're holding is the great I am. Mary, did you know? This next one is one that you definitely all know, although you might know a few different versions of it. But yeah, here we go. This is We Three Kings. We three kings of Orient are, bearing gifts we traverse afar, filling fountain, more a mountain, following yonder star. Oh, star of one, the star of nine, star with royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us to that perfect life. Born a king on Bethlehem plain, gold I bring to crown him again. King forever, ceasing never, over us all to reign. Oh, star of one, the star of night, star with royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us to that perfect life. Frankincense to offer our fire, incense songs at 39, prayer and praising, gladly raising, worshiping God on high. Nourish mine, its bitter perfume, breathes a life of gathering gloom, soaring, sighing, pleading, dying, sealed in the stone cold tomb. Oh, star of one, the star of night, star with royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us to my perfect life. Glorious now, behold him arise, King and God and sacrifice. Hallelujah, hallelujah, sounds through the earth and skies. Oh, star of one, the star of night, star with royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us to a perfect life.
Right, one more. So you better stand up for this one,
Yes.
because it's a bit more jaunty, if that's a thing. I think it is at Christmas, right?
Angels we have heard on high. Wait, I'm just checking I do have the right song. This is Angels we have heard on high.
It is,
right,
yeah.
okay. Cool.
It is, yeah. You might not know the words to the verse, but they're actually quite easy, but you will definitely know the chorus.
Yeah.
Promise.
Angels we have heard on high, sweetly singing all the plains, and the mountains in reply, echoing their joyous strains. Gloria in excelsis Deo, excelsis Deo. Shepherds, why this jubilee? Why all
your joyous strains prolong. What the gladsome tidings be, which inspire heaven's song. Gloria in excelsis Deo. Gloria in excelsis Deo. Come to Bethlehem and see Him whose birth the angels sing. Come adore on bended knee Christ the Lord, the newborn King. Gloria in excelsis Deo. Gloria in excelsis Deo.
Very good. Take your seats. It's back. You can sit down now if you would like to. Sorry, that was very impolite of me, wasn't it? Back over to Andre now. See you in a bit.
Great, thank you so much for that. I think they should have a round of applause, actually, again. Okay, so just before I was giving a couple of announcements, which I'm not sure everyone would have heard because there was a lot going on. So just to say again that there is a flyer, a little leaflet here about what's happening at St. Paul's over Christmas, different services and so forth that are happening, and these are on your tables. Also, you can pick up at the back this little booklet about why Christmas, which kind of unpacks the meaning of Christmas a bit more. So you're welcome to take these away with you as well. We're going to take a really short break now, like about 3 minutes, just to, again, refresh your glasses if you need to, and then we'll be right back and we'll be hearing from Richard. So let's just take a couple of minutes, 3 minutes, and then we'll be back.
Told me, pa-rum-pum-pum-pum, a newborn king to see, pa-rum-pum-pum-pum. Our finest gifts we bring, pa-rum-pum-pum-pum, to lay before the king, pa-rum-pum-pum-pum, rum-pum-pum-pum, rum-pum-pum. To honor him, ba-da-ba-bum-bum, when we come. Little baby, ba-da-ba-bum-bum, I am a poor boy too, ba-da-ba-bum-bum. I have no gift to bring, ba-rum-ba-bum-bum, that's fit to give the king, ba-rum-ba-bum-bum, rum-ba-bum-bum, rum-ba-bum-bum. Shall I play for you, ba-rum-ba-bum-bum, on my drum?
Okay, if we'd like to come back together again, that would be great. Before we come on to the next section of this evening, I want to ask you a question. And this is a really serious question. I want to know if there's anyone in here who thinks that they have got the best Christmas jumper, outfit, or hat. If you think you're in that category, let's see you stand up, and we just want to acknowledge you for your efforts. I can see a couple of people. There we go. Thank you very much. Let's acknowledge this young man. He's put the effort in. He's even got Elf on his back. That's impressive. That's brilliant. Anyone else? Well, okay, I think you take the prize. Great. There is no prize, actually, but we do appreciate the... Oh, we've got another one. Oh, nice. Can we see this? This is another elf. Oh, okay. But it does say actually elf on your top. But anyway, that's great. Great to see the effort being put in by two people. Okay. Right. Okay. So now I'm going to hand over for the next part of the evening to my friend Richard.
Can you hear me? Great. Happy Christmas. What a year. If I asked you to score your year from +10 to -10, what number would you give it? Any +10s? Oh, you can come up here and give the talk then. Fab. How did you do it? I'll ask you next year. You know, that I get a sense there's a lot of pain around. And it's not a laughing matter. I was talking to one of my oldest friends last week, and his daughter is suffering huge anxiety attacks, can't go to school. And he's a father, and he doesn't know what to do. I was talking to somebody this morning, and they're caring for their husband who has dementia. And sometimes she's completely lost. And in our cancer club at church, there's a dear friend of mine who at the moment is having chemotherapy and immunotherapy and radiotherapy. And she's asking herself the question, is this my last Christmas? You know, I can remember, actually it hasn't been this last year, I can remember Christmas 2014. It was Christmas Eve and I was in Watford General Hospital, which if you've ever been there is not necessarily a place to spend Christmas Eve. And they just drained 5 litres from my right lung. And in the evening, a guy came. He looked too young to be a doctor, but apparently he was. Anyway, he put the curtain round and he knelt down. He looked at me at eye contact, eye level. I thought, that's never a good sign. And he said, Richard, I'm really sorry, but you've got cancer. And on January the 5th, I was told it was an incurable cancer. I'd probably have 9 to 18 months. And I can remember there's a big roundabout. You come off the M1 going back to St. Albans. And I can remember being with my kids and driving around that roundabout, starting to cry. And I never cry. You know, I was emotionally castrated at boarding school. So it was kind of a big thing. And I suppose the question is, what does God say to us when we're hurting? Does he even care? And if he does care, what's he done about it? When I was 16, actually there was a vicar, and he told me a story. He told me a story which is the story of God's love over the years. It's the story you can read in the Bible if you're here and you don't have a Christian faith. It's the story of a creator who made us to have a relationship with us, who loves us so desperately and is so pained when we turn away from him. And we do our own thing, and we hurt each other, and we hurt ourselves. And he wanted to fix it. So 2,000 years ago, he asked his son to come to earth. And his son did, Jesus, who created the world, the galaxies, the stars, the universe, wrapped himself in bone and tissue and blood and muscle, and was born in a stable and lived a perfect life, the only human so to do, and then was killed, was crucified in the most painful and gory manner. And somehow, in some extraordinary way, when he hung on the cross, he carried all of our shame, all of our guilt for the ways that we've hurt each other and hurt God. And then 3 days later, extraordinarily, he rose again, so that his disciples, his followers, could actually see him and feel him and touch him. And then he went to be with his Father in heaven, and he left behind his Spirit so that those who accepted his offer of a new life could be filled with that Spirit. That was the story that I heard when I was 16 years old. And believe it or not, I actually believed it was true. How mad is that? And here's the really bizarre thing. I stand here as a 61-year-old, and I believe it now more than I ever did. Why is that? It's because of this word. Any idea what this word is? In English, it's this. I'm going to click and hope. We've sung about it, but what does Emmanuel mean? Well, loosely translated, it means this. Back one, forward one. We got there in the end. I, God, am with you. I, God, am with you. That was Jesus' promise to us who believed in him, that through life, he's with us. Do you know, I can remember having chemotherapy. I don't know if anybody's poured poison into you, because that's what they do, basically. And in a week, I was feeling nauseous. I could barely open my eyes. I lost a stone in weight. And I've never been less able to articulate my faith in Jesus, and yet I knew his love. I felt wrapped in his love in some extraordinary, extraordinary way. I had a bunch of treatment. The cancer went away, and then it came back. And if you have incurable cancer and it comes back, that's never a good sign. It was summer 2018. And I was feeling low, and some friends and I had booked a trip to go to Israel. And I was in Israel on my first day. And we went to a place called the Garden of Gethsemane, which is where Jesus spent his last night on earth. And he prayed. He prayed desperately that he didn't have to be crucified. And while he prayed, his closest friends slept. And to be honest, it was a dark place, and I was feeling pretty dark. And I got back to my room, and I lay down on my bed, and I opened my journal and started to write. And in some extraordinary way, as I started to write words, it was like Jesus took over the pen, and he started to write words. He started to write a letter to me. And with your permission, I'll share what he said. He said this to me in that hotel room in Israel. He said, whatever you feel, whatever you do, wherever you go, I need you to know I'm there. In the midst of the storm, in the still of the morn, in the heat of the day when there's nothing to say, but oh God, I'm there. There. When you think I'm not, there. When you think you're alone, there, not to be, but to care and to share and to bear all those burdens that feel like they'll bend you and buckle and break you, your head and your heart, your body and soul. But my promise is this, that they won't. For the loads that you bore, I've borne even more. The path that you walk, I've walked too. I know what it's like to feel lost and alone and abandoned. I know what it's like to be burdened with pain in your head, in your heart, in your body and soul, to break down and weep when your friends are asleep, to want what it is you can't have. For I wear the scars, and I carry the pain that is yours, the pain that is mine, the pain that I'll use to grow and refine. For I promise you this, as one who has wept, as one who has died and has risen, your burdens won't break you. They'll make you. I'll use them to form and to fashion the person you long to become, the person I made you to be, who can carry their cross and live their life and love their world for me. Richard, I, God, am with you. I, God, am with you. What a wonderful thing. That was a couple of years ago. How's it felt since? Well, it's felt a bit like this next slide, actually, if you can click it through. This, to me, is life on a daily basis. Sometimes it feels like Matthew Pinsent, and sometimes I feel like Steve Redgrave. I don't know if you can relate to that at all. How many Redgrave days in the last year? How many Pinsent days in the last year? So what do we do, actually, when we're feeling like Steve Redgrave? What does Jesus have to say to us then? Well, in this summer, actually, they found that my tumor, which is in my right lung, was growing aggressively. And they said, Richard, we're going to ask you to have some more radiotherapy, which is 12 days. It's pretty brutal, takes about a month to recover. And frankly, I was not looking forward to it at all. And Jesus said some words to me. He gave me some advice, and I'd like to read it out, because whether you have a faith or you don't have a faith, I think in this current climate, it might be something that is useful to us. Jesus said this to me. When you feel that you're locked in a room without hope, barely able to daily cope, crushed by life, unable to stand, unsure of my guiding and loving hand, feeling that no one can really relate, without the means or the strength to escape, when all is dark and there's not enough air and you feel you'll be forever there, then, my friend, let me offer to you a key to the door and a way to walk through. One thing you can simply daily do is more and more to say, thank you. Anything you can be grateful for turns the key and opens the door just that little bit more. It lets in more and more of my light and extinguishes slowly that feeling of night. So find one thing to thank me for, and then find more and more and more. The more you find, the more you'll be able to feel not trapped, but free, able to live more joyfully, and especially able to always see that now, today, what you need to know is that all is well and will be so. Why has it taken me so long in my life to be grateful, to learn to be grateful? Because being grateful helps, doesn't it? And we've got a lot to be grateful for. I think we can all be grateful that we're not stuck in a boat in the middle of the English Channel with all that we love and a leak. I think we can be grateful that we're not a girl in Afghanistan desperately hoping for an education. There are lots of things we can be grateful for. I wondered if you could bring up the lights, because I've put on your chairs a card. If we could bring out the house lights, as they say in the theatre. And there are pens. And what I'd invite you to do is to take a card, find a pen, and to write the numbers 1 to 10, if you can, down the left-hand side. 1 to 10. Because I thought actually we can be grateful together. So find a pen, just write 1 to 10. Don't fill it in yet. Great. We're going to work from the bottom up. We're going to do number 10 together. I'd like you to write 3 little letters, if you can, opposite number 10, and the letters are A, I, R. We'll do this exercise together. On the count of 3, I'm going to ask you to take a deep breath and hold it for 30 seconds. If I can do it, anybody can do it. So hold it for 30 seconds. I'll keep my hand up while we're doing it. We can all do it together. So 3, 2, 1, breathe in. 30 more seconds. Great. I hope you've left number one blank. I'll share my number one with you. It has 4 letters. I'm not going to tell you what the letters are, but I'll give you the context. So the context is I had my radiotherapy on December the 20th. I got 2 scans, one about 5 minutes, one about 30 minutes. They're interesting scans because the next day, my oncologist will tell me the results. And the results of the scan will basically tell me whether I have another Christmas or not. So basically, if it's a negative, this might be my last Christmas, in which case I'll see you upstairs. If it's positive, I might get another one. So Jesus' number one gift to me is basically what he said to me 2 Christmases ago. And I'll read this out and then we're done. Just at the point that you lose all hope and you think you can no longer cope, when the things for which you daily pray seem ever further and further away, and the very thing for which you long seems to have forever gone, and you don't believe you can carry on, when the cold of the winter-long days that are dark reflect what you feel in your innermost heart, when the life you live seems far from fair and you're tempted to simply give in to despair, don't. For the simple truth of Christmas Day is that I will always find a way to break into your dark and shine my light, to redeem what is wrong and make it right. The miracle of my birth in a stable should prove to you that I am able to care for and guard what is mine, able to fill your heart with love divine, able to hear and answer your prayers, able to carry your burdens and cares, able every day and night to act in your life with power and might. Just because now it seems that I don't, doesn't mean, my friend, that in time I won't. So are you willing to persevere and instead of walking away, draw near? Are you willing to patiently wait and not believe that it's all too late? Are you willing to day by day continue to love and serve and obey, trusting that always and come what may, I'll keep my promise. I'll do as I say. I'll be your friend and I'll have my way. So the number one gift that Jesus gives to me this Christmas is the 4-letter word hope. H-O-P-E, if you want to fill it in, or not. I have hope that while I live, I'll live with Jesus by my side, because I've known his care and his provision and his love all of my life. And I have hope that when I breathe my last breath, I'll see him face to face and I'll spend eternity in heaven with him. If you don't have that hope, actually we're running a course after Christmas called Hope Explored. And I know Dan will tell you a little bit about it afterwards, but please come, because there is always hope. Have a very happy Christmas.
Yeah, thank you so much for that, Richard. That was like so rich and a kind of early Christmas present that we can unpack. Just to pick up on the course that Richard was talking about there, you'll have these little flyers on your tables that you're welcome to take away with you. And these describe the Hope Explored course happening on the 17th of January is the first of those, and then it goes on 24th and 31st, 8 o'clock here. And this is a course to really very much following on from what Richard's just been saying, to unpack this word hope and what it means to us. And don't we just need to have hope at this time of all times? So feel free to take that information away with you. Can I ask the band to come back up again for our final carols.
Right. A couple more songs, carols from us before we finish. One of the things we actually are really grateful for is that you're here singing. Because last year when we did this, we did it in an empty building. It's great to be here together, isn't it? So we're going to sing together a couple of things before we finish. O Little Town, first of all.
Oh, little town of Bethlehem, how still we see thee lie above thy deep and dreamed asleep. The silent stars go by. Yet in the dark street shineth everlasting love. The hopes and fears of all the years are met in thee tonight. Oh, morning stars together proclaim the holy birth, and praises sing to God the King, and peace to men on earth. For Christ is born of Mary, gathered all above. While mortals sleep, the angels keep their watch of wondering love. How silently the wondrous gift is given. So God imparts to human hearts the blessings of His heaven. No ear may hear His coming, but in this world of sin, where meek souls will receive Him still, the dear Christ enters in. Oh, holy child of Bethlehem, descend to us, we pray. Down for sin and enter in, be born in us today. We hear the Christmas angels, break glad tidings tell. Oh, come to us, abide with us, our Lord
There it is again, that word, Emmanuel. Great, isn't it? Should we stand together maybe for this last one, which you should know? I'm guessing. Hark the herald angels sing. Sing it out.
The herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. Peace on earth and mercy mild, God and sinners reconciled. Joyful, all ye nations rise, join the triumph of the skies. With angelic hosts proclaim, Christ is born in Bethlehem. Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. First by highest heaven adored, Christ the everlasting Lord. Saints time, behold him come, offspring of the Virgin's womb. Veiled in flesh, the Godhead seen, held incarnate deity, pleased as man with man to dwell. Jesus, Son, Emmanuel. Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. The head-born Prince of Peace, hail the Son of Righteousness. Light and light to all he brings, rest with healing in his wings. Mild he lays his glory by, born that man no more may die, born to raise the sons of earth, born to give them second birth. Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn.
That was great. So thank you guys, and thank you for coming to this Beer and Carols this evening. Hope you've really enjoyed it. The bar is going to stay open for a little longer. We'll be calling last orders about 9 o'clock-ish. And yeah, feel free to have another drink, talk, and it's been great to be with you this evening. So as I said earlier, any information you want about other services that we're doing over Christmas is on the flyers, and the Hope Explored course information is also on your tables. Thanks for being with us. Good night.
Lifts your head and pulls you forward. These days, hope like that often feels hard to come by. Maybe you've experienced your share of disappointments, but real hope is what the Christian faith claims to offer. A joyful expectation for the future, based on true events in the past, which changes everything about my present. Hope Explored is a 3-session series for anyone who is looking for a hope worth having. Whatever you do or don't believe, this is your invitation to explore, to discuss, to question, to discover. This is Hope Explored.
in a one-horse sleigh. Giddy up,